Oh my goodness, it's all happening, folks. We are here. We are doing it. We are live on Backchannel. My name is Hal Rudnick, and this is the Your Pal Hal Show. I want to thank you very kindly for joining us today. And what do we have in store for you? More like, what don't we have in store for you? Just too much good stuff. Okay, so it's going to be pop culture, trending topics, movies, some news, and then you better believe, you better believe that there is going to be shenanigans, goofs, gags, nonsense, uh, hijinks. Yeah, goofs, gags, nonsense, hijinks. There might be too much of that. Okay? And uh, you know what? This is a judgment free zone. So jump in, enjoy the party, and stick around, hang out with us regardless of what you're up to. All right? Uh, we got our friend Stacy here hanging out with us. Stacy, great to see you. Stacy says she wants a $50 Amazon gift card. Hey, so do I. um, I would like one too. But all I have is a Dairy Queen gift card. At least I can get some hot eats and cool treats. You know what I'm saying? But again, here's what we have going on today. Lots of news, pop culture, hijinks, shenanigans, judgment free zone. Regardless of what you're doing, we want you here. So if you're working from home, come on. Are you taking a bubble bath right now? I like it. I love it. I like that you're treating yourself well. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Are you polishing some fine brass and silver? That's great. Polish. Polish away. And let us be the soundtrack that you hang out to. You know what? Rob Schaeffer, our good friend Rob Schaeffer, the official attorney of the Your Pal Hal Show, asks, will there be frivolity? Yes. Yes, there will. Yes, there will be. And you know what? Oh, Matasaro, great to see you. Uh, Hello to you. So, whatever it is that you're up to, this show is better with you here and with you participating. That's right. So, a couple of ways that you can participate in the show. One, if you are hanging out with us on your at home smart device. Oh, my mom is in the house. Hello, mother. If you're hanging out with us on your at home smart device, go ahead and talk to your smart device, get its attention, use the magic word say, and then you can drop in anything after that. So, smart device, say, I'm doing my taxes. Smart device, say, I'm eating a ginormous plate of fully loaded nachos. Or smart device, say, I'm sharpening my sword collection. And then I'd be like, whoa, like, how many swords do you have? What kind? I'm curious and slightly frightened. Oh, my mother giving us some family news. My sister just called her. That's just lovely. That is just fabulous. You can also chit-chat with us via YouTube. Go to the chat and chit-chat with us there. Or talk to us over on backchannel.tv. And when you talk to us there, you can also leave a review of the Your Pal Hal show. And it can be anything. I want Hal to talk more about swords. Or I'm not too keen on Hal doing any sword talk. Or Hal has just the right amount of big, sharp sword talk on his show. And we'll take it from there. We'll take it from there. You know what? But I personally, I'm feeling I think we could incorporate a little bit more sword talk on this program. And you know what else we need to incorporate a little bit more? Producer Travis, the man with his hands firmly on the controls. Producer Travis, are you in the house?
We're doing sword talk?
I mean, I feel like we could stand to have a little bit more sword talk.
All right, I'm waiting for this for a minute.
An epee, a saber.
Yeah.
A Bushido blade, a samurai sword. You know, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. A scimitar. Do you like the curved scimitar?
Great look for a sword. Love that in a sword.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Travis, I haven't seen you in 22 hours. I talked to you briefly. What's happening with you?
Not much. We over here at HQ have decided to go on an absolute Bollywood binge and are now seeking out every Bollywood action movie we can find on the streaming services, of which there are a treasure trove on Netflix.
Nice.
Yes.
Very cool.
Unfortunately, they're all about 3 hours long.
I have a friend who I've done a lot of comedy stuff with. His name's Sean. He's of, I believe, East Indian descent. And he hosted a Bollywood podcast for a hot minute.
That's great.
Yeah. And, folks, it's 11:11. Go ahead and make a wish. All right. If you make a wish, by the way, whether it's at 11:11 or on a shooting star, on a birthday cake, birthday candles, on a wishing well, or whatever the case may be, remember, don't tell your wish to anyone because it might not come true. Travis, let me ask you this. If you came face to face with the love of your life, and they asked you to tell them your wish, would you?
Not a chance.
Okay, all right. Now, wow, not even with the love of Travis's life. I was just trying to mix it up. I asked you a little bit different.
Not happening
this time. S. Friedman wished that Hal would get an 8-pack. I've actually got pretty good abs.
Right on. Sword and ab chat, top of the show.
Like, it would be weird if I pulled my shirt up.
But,
yeah, I'm not going to do it. But it's out there on the internet.
Maybe draw a picture. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know what? The internet has a long memory. And yeah. Travis, any other news from your part of the world?
Tonight, I'll be going to the Novo Theater in downtown Los Angeles to see Denzel Curry, and I am absolutely thrilled.
Oh, what is that?
Denzel Curry is a rapper who just dropped a pretty great album called Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. He's been one of my favorites for a while. I highly recommend anybody who's interested to look up his cover of Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine that he did with, he did that Like a Version series for alt whatever.
Bulls on Parade!
It is the closest thing
they rally around the family.
Exactly. It's that's the one. It's the closest thing I've seen to a physical representation of the fire emoji.
Oh
It's
my gosh. Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
unhinged. It's so good.
That is, you know what? That sounds sick as hell.
It's sick as hell.
I like it. I like it. Damn. I want to go. Can I come?
Sure.
You know what? I'd have to clear it with the wife. That's one thing. Like, my wife guys out there know what I'm talking about. You can't just pick up, take off. When I was a younger man, without any earthly attachments, I could just.
Were you a monk?
Oh, yes. Like, listen, I lived a Spartan lifestyle. Just the mat that I slept on and two changes of clothes.
Nice.
And my bowl and spoon.
My bowl.
I could just I could just walk to whatever destination I wanted to.
Those were the halcyon days.
You know what? It was just a different time. I'm not saying it was better.
Yeah.
It's pros and cons, but you know what? I feel like I've gotten that. At a certain point, there are things that's like, yeah, I got that out of my system.
Phases, yeah.
Rob Schaeffer says, one thing is for sure in a Bollywood film, awesome songs from Daler Mendy. Songs like Tunic Tunic, Na 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 Ray,
Yeah.
Mizriah, and Nashli. Wow, Rob Schaeffer.
Yeah, that was a big part of my high school life was Tunic Tunic. That's great track.
Whoa. That sounds very rad. That sounds rather rad.
It's a great music video because every time you think there won't be another digitally imposed Daler Mendy, there is.
What?
They just keep ramping up.
Damn. Matasaro says, #facts. We have hubbies. We hubbies have to fill out travel requisition forms in triplicate to file with the wife bureau. This is absolutely true. This is absolutely 100% fact. Rob Schaeffer said, Hal wandered the U.S. Performing improv and solving crimes. That's right. That's right. I was the Spartan improviser, much like David Carradine in Kung Fu, except instead of Kung Fu, I could yes and. I can add info and pretend that I'm in a scene, and I'd be like, "Oh man, this DMV is crazy."
Then a bunch of bad guys would fall down.
And then I would pick up clues, solve crimes, and then disappear into the distance.
Nice.
Matasaro says, Rob Hal's actually a member of the Kingsmen. There's an amazing documentary filmed as application to join. It was spicy. Yes, referring to a video that I think we've talked about it even on this show. And we might have shown part of it. But we've gotten a little bit of flack for showing YouTube videos here. But I was doing a junket for the Kingsman Blu-ray release.
Oh, that's right.
And they took us to a men's haberdashery, a bespoke men's suit shop in England. I was flown to England for this, and while they were talking about the history of this of the men's haberdashery, this bespoke gentleman's clothing shop that was frequented by members of parliament, by like the likes of, oh, you name it, Timothy Dalton, Sean Connery, just various James Bond portrayers. I started asking endless questions about Austin Powers. And because we were there for the Kingsmen, it really started to get on their nerves that I was asking about all these questions about Austin Powers. And yeah, we talked about it. Grass Puddle said we talked about it. So it's out there. If you search Hal Rudnick, Kingsman, Screen Junkies, you will stumble across it. And dare I say, it was my finest hour. Honestly, it's when you became my fave screen junkie. Ah,
Oh.
Matasaro gets me right here. You son of a gun. Uh, Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Everyone was like looking at me like askew, and then the one of the representatives from, I don't know if it was Paramount or Universal. It all runs together at this point. But one of the liaisons with the studio came up to me. He's like, "Could you stop talking about Austin Powers? We'd love that." And like you can see in the video, I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course, of course."
Oh, that's funny. We just watched International Man of Mystery at the house 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, holds up, kind of.
Is that the first one?
That's
Which
the first
one
one. That's the first
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Gotcha. Very
Perfect
nice.
parody film.
Very nice. All right. Travis, what do you say we jump into the Twitterverse? I have to step away for one moment here. Will you take us through the first couple of stories here in the Twitterverse? I'll be right back, okay?
Sounds good as soon
Oh,
as I sneeze. Nope, go ahead. You're good. You're good to go. I'm going to be
all right. I will be right back.
all right,
Thank you.
sounds good. You ever just think you're going to sneeze? You're like, I'm going to sneeze, I'm going to sneeze, I'm going to sneeze. And then it does not happen, and your life feels to be a little lesser for it. It's not that I particularly like sneezing. It's just that if it's going to happen, I'd rather it happen. It's much like there was a baseball altercation just the other day that I saw in a recap on John Boy Media's YouTube channel where a Twins? No, it was some team versus some team. And a pitcher was told to hit the other player with the ball. And he did it in like more than one pitch. And the batter's like, if you're going to hit me, just hit me. Just hit me. Don't wait. What are we doing? Anyways, this is what you get when I host. What's trending in you scream sneezer? I'm not a scream sneezer. I'm taking after my father as I get older. And he's sort of like a bit of a cartoon bear sneezer. It's like medium loud, but it's not a scream. It's a little silly. It might happen. You might be privy to it. In the Ukraine today, Ukrainian humanitarian corridors halted as evacuation routes deemed, quote, too dangerous. Oh, my goodness, grass puddle John Boy videos. And yes, that one's absolutely, they're all great. That one's great. It says here, Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister Irina Vereshchuk says it will not be possible to open humanitarian corridors to allow civilians to escape on Wednesday, claiming, quote, the situation along the routes is too dangerous, adding that Russian occupiers, quote, disregard the norms of international humanitarian law. It comes after U.S. President Joe Biden accused, quote, dictator Vladimir Putin of committing genocide in Ukraine. This is getting messy. It seems as if what was a sort of global cheerleading section for the Ukraine resistance is not like falling apart, but there are just so many ways that a country can hang on. And if you start taking all of them away, then you start to see more ground gain by an invading force, such as Russia. And it seems like things will be only getting from here. Hopefully they can at least move the conflicts away from the cities from here on out. Moving on. Yesterday in Brooklyn, if anybody has any New York friends, I know I do, I sent a few text messages out because there was a shooting on a subway. Says here, New York Post reporting Brooklyn subway shooting suspect Frank James, quote, kept to himself. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Let's find out in the article. My heart goes out to all of you hard sneezers out there. It's a rough bet. It's a rough bet. The suspect wanted in the ruthless Brooklyn subway shooting that injured at least 29 people is a reclusive loner, relatives said Tuesday. Excuse me. That was necessary. Frank James, 62, who was initially named a person of interest in Tuesday's rush hour N train attack in Sunset Park, has not spoken to one of his sisters in several years, she told the Daily Beast. Quote, I don't know what might have been his motivation, Catherine James told the outlet. Last I spoke to him was like 3 years ago. We don't keep in contact with each other. Here's a picture of James, the aforementioned suspect, person of interest. Frank James is a suspect in the attack at the N train and subway in Sunset Park. Here is a photo of the scene. Apparently, this was absolutely terrifying. I saw some video floating around Twitter of just outside the stations where things were happening, and it seems like not a good time. James, who police says has addresses in Philadelphia and Wisconsin, quote, kept to himself. I don't know what he was thinking, Catherine James continued. I don't know anything about why he might have done what he did. James is now considered a suspect in Tuesday's attack based on, quote, new information that became available. Investigators Mayor Eric Adams told WNYC Radio. Investigators and Eric Adams. Frank James was initially named a person, and yeah, it seems like the point of this article is to say, this is a guy who we're interested in. We tried to contact his family. They didn't really have anything to say, and then we wrote an article about it. Hey, Hal's back.
What is up? Did I see right? Did they bring him into custody?
Not yet.
Okay.
Currently a person of interest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Here, breaking news. Brooklyn subway shooting suspect taken into custody in Manhattan.
There we go.
Yeah. Huh. Listen, we don't make news, but we break news right here on your Pal Hal show.
I see in the comment section, too. Thanks, Matasaro, for jumping on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am reading from an app on my phone. Frank James, the man wanted for allegedly opening fire on a rush hour subway train in Brooklyn, shooting 10 people, is in custody. Sources told ABC News, ending an over 24-hour-long manhunt. James, 62, was spotted in the East Village near St. Mark's Place and First Avenue, and the NYPD was alerted to his presence by pictures on social media, sources said. Oh, is that a truck going by your house, Travis?
That was me sneezing.
Oh, I thought I heard the sound of a truck.
No, that was a big truck. That was it.
Okay. Your mom says take some Benadryl, Travis.
It's a sneeze. It's just, I need to vacuum is really what's going on.
You need to listen to Mother.
Okay.
Is it a little dusty in the old garage?
Little dusty. I usually have like a 4-day sweeping schedule, and it's on like day 6. So,
gotcha. Yeah. Frank James is going to be charged by federal prosecutors in Brooklyn with terror-related offensive. A law enforcement official told ABC News. The active shooter incident unfolded. All right, we've gone over this. Yeah, terrible. You know, it's more and more just feeling unsafe. Did you hear that Joe Biden wanted to make crack down on ghost guns, Travis?
I had been hearing something about that.
And I'm all for that because you know what's worse than getting shot, Travis?
Getting shot by a ghost?
Yes, or getting shot by a haunted gun.
That's not what that means.
Ooh, I mean, am I going to get possessed by like some Victorian spirit?
Yeah. So, good that that's on the agenda. Ghost guns.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying, for crying out loud.
We can't arm the ghosts.
You've been ghosted, says Grass Puddle. Oh, no. Like, first the girl I like doesn't call me back, and now I get shot by a haunted gun. That, how does your day get worse? Ghost gun ammo type, bullets, not bullets. Bullets.
That's pretty good. I like that.
You know what? That would be a good Halloween costume, a ghost gun. And watch, one of our listeners out there is like, my uncle was killed by a ghost gun. You can't say anything nowadays without someone. Listen, but there's you got to draw the line. Listen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and for anybody who's unaware, a ghost gun is just a unregistered, untraceable homemade weapon from a kit or something like that. Which, yeah, by and large, that sounds dangerous to be out there.
Stacy said, "What the heck is Hal doing when I was away?" Stacy, it's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it was getting rocky there for a sec. They were starting to get uncomfortable.
I want to give a shout out to some folks. The Scare Zone. That's right, Stacy. Mirror Man. Glad to have you here, my man in the mirror. And I want to shout out some folks in the chat here. Jaden in Florida. Harrison at home. Harrison. Oh, there's no place like home. Mirror Man in my home state of Jersey. Always glad to have you here, Mirror Man. No Name. We got some no names. And you know what? I'm glad to have... listen, this is a Game of Thrones friendly place. A girl has no name. Ken in California. What up, Ken? Stacy, our great friend. Always so glad to have Stacy here. And London is in the house. London, chime in. You're always here. I want to hear something from you. What are you snacking on, London? There you go. All right. Phantasmal culture shut down for talking about ghost guns. My uncle, who is a ghost, was killed by a ghost gun. Like, that's like Inception level. Rob Schaeffer says, I don't know if the ghost gun ban will hold up to judicial review. I mean, TBD. Listen, I don't know a lot of things, Rob, but yeah, TBD. But Rob, you got to admit, those spooky ghosts are out of order, right? Those, you know what happens if I'm wandering around late at night and I see a ghost pop up in front of me? Yeah, that's right. Too spooky. Chris Rock was right on bullet control. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Chris Rock said, yeah, give everybody, you know, if everybody wants guns, that's fine. Now, what he said, bullets are $1,000 or something. Yeah. I'm for it. Just, I want reasonable gun control. I'm not saying take away people's guns and whatnot, but just reasonable. You don't need no gun control. If you know what you need, we need some bullet control. Men, that's right. I think all bullets should cost $5,000. Kyle Harlow chiming in, a ghost, gun. All right, we're having too much fun with some. This is serious. And you're being too silly. Who are you gonna call? Some guys that will chat with the poltergeist? Ghostbusters. All right. So I'm glad they caught this guy. Just a terrible, mentally ill, awful, horrible situation there in Brooklyn yesterday. Glad this guy is in custody. Get him off the streets. And some sad news. R.I.P. to another comedy legend, Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried, stand-up comedian, one of the stars of Aladdin. And yeah, Gilbert Gottfried, one of the greats. Madasaro shouting out, honestly, I think making light of it is a good way to honor Gilbert Gottfried. Amazing aristocrats joke. Yeah. And tributes pour out for the late comedian Gilbert Gottfried. Just one of the iconic voices. Like, he's someone who could just talk and he'd get you going. Man, his voice, his attitude. Rob Schaeffer noting, tough year for comedy. Indeed. You got Gilbert Gottfried, Bob Saget, Norm Macdonald. Don't forget Louis Anderson. Oh, man. Comic genius. Madasaro saying he weaponized being awkward. Yeah, aggressively awkward. So good. Just no one like him. Travis, do you want to bring up, I don't know if you could find that picture that he posted of him Louis Anderson and Bob Saget. Grass Puddle saying he had the cojones to be offensive and then double down when people were pearl clutching. Yeah. Not afraid to go for it. Roast, like at celebrity roasts. He got fired. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Man. There you go. 3 absolute killers right there. Just 3 greats. The Aristocrats roast where his 9/11 joke bombed. Yeah. So, and then, you look at it now, people are making 9/11 jokes. I mean, I don't want to, obviously it's a tragedy, but that's part of comedy, to go up to the edge, to go up to the very precipice. But he lost his job as the Aflac duck for making a joke that people were too sensitive about. Yeah. Mirror Man saying another having a party up in the stream. Up in heaven, sorry. Another up in heaven. Yeah, Stacy saying, did you know Louis Anderson starred in Family Feud? Yeah, absolutely. Enjoyed him up there. Someone just joined the streams whose name is Biden's Not My President. Well, are you in Canada? Are you a resident of another country? Because we are in the United States where Biden is the president. So I want to know where you're from. Where you're from if Biden's not your president. Because where do you hail from? For 4 years. Let me tell you a little something about I lived here, and Donald Trump was my president. Did I like him? No, I did not. But the dude was my prez. That's it. So I would love to hear Biden from Biden's Not My President. Where are you from? What country? Because because here in the USA, Joe Biden, he's a president. S. Friedman, who's coming to us from south of the border. As an expat, Biden is my president-ish. I feel you. The deep, Montasaro says the deep south / Little Nicky. Simon says, I often try to think of my Rushmore of a comedy, and it's a tough one. Probably Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Seinfeld's pretty damn good. The most underrated comedian of all time, Robert Klein. You know what? Robert Klein is great. I saw him as a very young man in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Biden's Not My President changed his name to Biden's Not My President, but I do live in Virginia. All right. Well, you know what? Listen, whether you like Biden or not, you're welcome here, and I appreciate you being here. So hang out with us, and if you want to chit chat, if you want to let me know any of your thoughts, open to discourse. I appreciate you being here. Biden's not my president, but I do live in Virginia. Thank you for clarifying. Broad B in Illinois is here. Heartbreaking Camel, Mirror Man in New Jersey. Mount Rushmore. Oh, Mitch Hedberg, Rob Schaeffer. Gottfried died as he lived, with people shouting, "Too soon." Nice. He was one of my top 5 favorite jokes of all time, moving his parents to Florida. Mitch Hedberg would make my Rushmore if he had more material. I'm a huge Bo Burnham fan now, just the whole package. I mean, Bo Burnham's Inside, I thought was pretty stellar. Bo Burnham's Netflix special. Was it Netflix? That came out last year. I thought it was pretty great. Travis, any thoughts on a Mount Rushmore of comedy? Any thoughts? That's a good that's an interesting idea posited by
Mount Rushmore is
Simon.
oh, this is tough because it's like we're talking.
Yeah, when people talk about when people talk about hip hop MCs, they often say, "What's your top 5?" And your top 5. Grass Puddle says Murphy, Crystal, Mel Brooks are mine. So yeah, I mean, damn, that's pretty damn great. Bill Burr and Patrice O'Neal would make mine, says S. Freeman. Pardon me.
Too great. You still muted, buddy?
Sorry, thank you. Simon says Andy Kaufman might be the funniest person of all time. Completely agree with that listener, says Debbie Butterfield. I think he provoked this last-ditch effort to get these refugees out. That's...
I think my mom is a few segments behind.
Gotcha.
It'll be funny when she gets to this part.
Debbie Butterfield, appreciate you chiming in. Lenny Bruce says Montisaro.
I know for sure, just my personal things that speak to me in like how it was shaped. It would be Kaufman and Steve Martin.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to kind of build it out from there, and it'd be really tough. Good Lord. I keep thinking about it though. Big I don't think, not to the point where it's a Mount Rushmore yet, but I've been real into, if we're talking strictly stand up, and really into Randy Feltface the past couple years.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Is he the puppet?
That's the puppet. Big fan of the puppet. The Randy writes a novel special.
A Dynasty Typewriter coming up.
Yeah, I just saw that. Apparently he's got a monthly thing. I'm like, oh, nice.
Great. George Carlin, yeah. I think you got to put Carlin on there. Rob Schaeffer coming in with the spicy choices. Lenny Bruce and Dave Chappelle. Sure. Louis C.K., I mean, dude is, I don't know, dude's a creeper. And then Bill Cosby. Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude is a legendary sex predator. I don't know if legendary is the right word. I mean, just a prolific sex predator. Horrific. Yeah. Prolific and horrific.
Infamous.
Infamous. Just unbelievable. So I would not put Bill Cosby on that. I wouldn't put Bill Cosby on that the same way I wouldn't put Harvey Weinstein down as one of my favorite movie producers.
There was a clip going around a couple weeks ago of this is so bad, a Barbie movie, like an animated CG Barbie movie, and there was some clip where they're like on set for something, and they're like, "Do you know who that is?" And it's just like some kind of guy that looks like a guy, and they were talking up this person as like somebody to get to know because they're really important and do a lot of good work in the industry, and then at the end they're like, "It's Harvey Weinstein." It's like, oh, why is he in the Barbie movie? And also, oh no.
Yikes. Oh no. By the way, S. Freeman says Louis C.K. is funny despite the creeper issues. Give this guy his due. Rob Schaefer says sometimes I just throw answers to make Hal laugh. Or sometimes it does the dual purpose of making me laugh and then making me cringe a little bit. But Rob, I've said this before. I do appreciate that. We have opposing viewpoints sometimes. I think that's what makes the world go around. So thank you for always chiming in, whether it's to make me laugh or to make me cry, Rob. Appreciate you. What's up, Travis? You got yours?
I had another one. Yeah, I think so it would be Kaufman, Steve Martin, Andy Daly.
Okay.
Yeah, and
love Andy Daly from UCB. He's got a great album. I think it's called 9 Sweaters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think that's just a review cemented it for me. Mm-hmm. Just like his adaptation of that show. And that's kind of That's all I got so far. I'm gonna have to keep digging. This is gonna be. I'm gonna keep breaking in.
You know what? I think I could say three for sure.
Yeah.
I think I could say three. Unimpeachable. These guys are on the Mount Rushmore. Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Seinfeld. Carlin, Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy, Seinfeld. Last spot might be Dave Chappelle. Last spot might be Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Murphy and Dave Chappelle. It's really hard to leave them off of that. So good.
I mean, because Dave Chappelle, like, I hate his trans stuff. I think he's barking up the wrong tree. Pryor's there. I look at
that's like
Friedman.
That's like you can relate that to a basketball thing of like almost like a Bill Russell Wilt, like Pryor laid the groundwork for what Eddie Murphy, and then who laid the groundwork for what Chappelle was able to do.
Yeah, but I think they are, they do talk about race, but that doesn't define them. I feel like just
Right.
as like comedians of color.
Yeah.
So Grasspuddle is saying, is this stand-up only? See, when I think about Seinfeld and when I think about Dave Chappelle, Chappelle is a master swordsman, wordsmith when it comes to the art of stand-up comedy, but he also was a game changer when it comes to Steve Martin, damn it.
He's on mine.
Yeah. But Chappelle is also a game changer when it comes to his sketch show.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Mel Brooks, how does he slot in?
Seinfeld, you know what? I can't do it.
hard.
The caveat. So the caveat is stand-up only. Well, Gilbert Gottfried, we know him from so much more than that. Martin Short, he won't take up much space. That's fun. That's fun. You know what? I'm gonna throw this out there on Twitter, and we'll come back to this. How do you like that? Yeah.
Do we say stand-up only or all comedy?
By the way, we got Biden. Biden's not my president. Changed his name to Trump is way better than Biden for sure. And I would say I would completely disagree with that because Trump led an insurrection to try to overthrow the very fabric of our democracy. So just on that point alone, I'd say you're wrong about that.
Yeah, among other things.
Yeah, you're absolutely wrong. And then, how do you talk from Backchannel? So, by the way, here's how you can communicate with us. I would love to hear anybody's thoughts. Go ahead and get your smart device's attention. Use the magic word "say," and then put in anything after that. So, smart device say, "I love Joe Biden," or smart device say, "Joe Biden is really underrated," or smart device say, all these presidents are all the same. Say whatever you want. And you can join the chat if you are in the stream. Or you can go to YouTube and chat with us there. Or you can go to backchannel.tv. Chat with us there. And you can also leave a review of the show. And then there was a weird, this guy changed his name to, I'm Garrison's a rat, but I'm the buttons. Okay, yeah, it's hard. I don't even know what the... Mirror Man says, what about Whoopi Goldberg? Whoopi Goldberg, groundbreaking as well. Hugely groundbreaking. Matasaro says, by the way, guys, I'm watching on YouTube. Be sure to like. It helps spread the video to the algorithm. Oh, thank you, Matasaro. Simon says, also, I just want to thank everybody for not saying Dane Cook or Pauly Shore. Nobody said Bob Hope. The Smothers Brothers. Then if we're going, like, on comedians, like, what about, who I'd, like, kind of throw in there? David Letterman.
Yeah. Talk about groundbreaking.
What about, I don't know, Howard Stern is, but
and that's interesting because there's the whole thing. Then you get into show hosts, which are like, do they have their value as a comedian or as a conduit in knowing how to get funny out of people?
Right.
You know,
Weird Al?
weird. Oh, yeah. Then music. That's a whole other thing.
Oh no, Matasaro's saying Letterman is a sex pest too. Oh, Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. His stand up, improv, just film comedy, sketch, whole thing.
Oh boy,
I
this is making my brain hurt. But yeah, we'll make last point, and I think
well
we'll
in
move on.
longevity, I think it was a Bernie Sanders rally in for this most recent election. Just like there was already all time status, but they got Dick Van Dyke up there, and he starts off his set by saying, "Hello, I'm what's left of Dick Van Dyke."
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Like, that's great.
Lucille Ball says Mirror Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
There we go. Yeah, she's on there.
but what about Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
I think if that's a personal one, because I just found a lot of. I was home from school a lot, and I Love Lucy was on at like 11 a.m. all the time.
Rob Schaeffer coming in hot with what about Buck Owens from Hee Haw?
Absolutely love Buck Owens.
Gotta love Buck Owens. Okay. Oh, let me put this. I got so involved here. I never put up this Twitter question. Mount Rushmore of comedy or Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedy?
Stand up, I think, will get more. Ooh.
Should I make it stand-up comedy and or just comedy?
Well, yeah, I think stand up comedy will probably get. That's good direction. I think that narrows.
Or what about? Oh, I was going to say, what about who is on your Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedy and or comedy?
Yeah, some that works. Any kind of specific direction or any kind of learning, because comedy, just stand up Mount Rushmore of comedy, I wouldn't answer. I'd be like this. I'd be like, well, what do they mean?
Who is on your Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedy and or comedy? There it is. All right, we'll return to that later.
See how it goes.
See how it goes. Lady Madonna. All right. Also trending. Oh, this is interesting. The U.S. has started issuing gender-neutral passports. So, if you are gender queer, gender fluid, they, them, this will represent you. U.S. starts issuing gender-neutral passports. The U.S. has started issuing gender-neutral passports. Citizens in the United States can now obtain a passport with the gender designation X as of Monday. Over 1.2 million Americans who do not identify with standard gender identities or whose gender identity falls beyond the categories of man or woman will benefit from this. And you know what? I think this is a good thing. Awareness, evolving definitions, gender, just a construct. Listen, there's sex, there are your sex organs, and then there is your gender. And people say, they're talking about how gender is the definitions that fall under that, like man is manly, woman is womanly, and has to be feminine. Yeah, a wide swath of people. Listen, it seems like most of us don't have any problem with accepting and falling into that designation. I'm one of them. I'm a dude, man, guy, bro. But, there are also plenty of people who don't feel like they fit in that box. Tanner Backen says, do you not work for Screen Junkies fandom anymore? I did some freelance stuff for him not that long ago. And, you know what? You should check out my Kingsman interview. But Tanner, I'm damn glad to have you here hanging out on the back channel. This is your Pal Hal show. Matasaro says, Hal has it. If anyone is confused about the difference, uh, explain to us what a tomboy is. Uh, you know, listen, I think back in the day, you might have classified someone as a tomboy, someone who might have been, a woman who was a little bit more masculine, or so to speak. But now, maybe like the definition changes. It feels more inclusive for people. And again, it helps because some of those definitions, you're putting people in a box. So, yeah, then some people made it a culture war. Matasaro I think has a good point of view about it. People who are losing their minds about this, like, listen, we're not attacking you. We're not attacking your lifestyle. Let people live. Let people, just let people be. And speaking of letting people be and people who won't let people be, Ben Shapiro. So in also a gender-related topic, Ben Shapiro was giving a lecture at a college, and I believe it was an anti-trans lecture. It was an anti-trans lecture, and then somebody asked him, like someone stepped up to ask a question, and Ben Shapiro started to shut him down, and the guy said, "You're a bozo," and then paraphrased part of Ben Shapiro's argument. Okay, rewinding like 2 years ago or so, Ben Shapiro was very upset by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's song WAP, W-A-P. I'm not going to keep it a more or less a family show, but I'm not going to say what that stands for. I hope you know. And he said, like, he said something to the effect of, like, my wife is like would never, like, that's a medical condition that doesn't happen to women. And then this guy, this person took the mic and said, also, you cannot pleasure your wife, essentially, to Ben Shapiro. It was fairly epic, and it was using, the thing that makes Ben Shapiro, that's made him popular, is he's a logician. He will back you into a corner semantically. I don't like him because, among other things, I'm a Jew. He's an Orthodox Jew. He uses his Judaism as a cudgel, as a weapon to enforce homophobia and anti-LGBT views. I think there are parts of religion that are good, there are parts of religion that are great, and there are parts of religion that stink. Okay? And anything that is anti-gay, anti-woman, anti-trans, etc., count me out. Ben Shapiro weaponizes his Judaism as to justify his homophobia. Yeah, and he keeps the pace so you can't ask questions. And then he backs you into a corner with semantics. This guy, what I love about this guy who slammed Ben Shapiro with, it was kind of a low-hanging fruit thing, but he used Ben Shapiro's reasoning about the Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion song against him. And it's like, yeah, you don't know how to please a woman or your wife. Also, I don't know if anyone remembers, I spend too much time on Twitter and the internet. But Ben Shapiro talking about his sister, it was like, yikes, dude likes his sister a little too much. He posted a picture of his sister, and he said, "How beautiful is my sister? I've been staring at this picture for hours." Yeah, it was a bit much. So look up the clip. It's pretty great. Ben Shapiro getting just boom. It's an 11-second clip on Twitter if you are interested. By the way, Mirror Man said, I agree with you. Thank you, Mirror Man. I appreciate you. Oh, look who joined. I made a ukulele and I'm only 9 years old. Congratulations. Proud Otter joined us. Hockey Dummy. Thanks for being here, Hockey. I appreciate you, Mirror Man. Gliss family. Always great to have the Gliss family in the house. Laura. Thank you for being here, Laura. And, yeah. S. Friedman talking about Trump saying he would date his daughter. It's true. He said it. Other trending topics, folks. Oh, listen, if you loved the Jussie Smollett story, the hoax, I had a love-hate relationship with the Jussie Smollett story. I hate it because I think it's set a lot of people who experience real hate crimes, and with hate being like hate speech and vandalism and certain hate crimes being on the rise in this country, like I hate what he did. But at the same time, because it's set people back, like I believe that there's a lot of disparity, and that white supremacy is a real thing that we need to be on the lookout for, and that it's abhorrent, and it goes against everything that this country is working towards. It goes against progress. Jussie Smollett, it's like, dude tried to further his career by making himself, virtue signaling with this hate crime, which he faked. But at the same time, I thought the story was kind of hilarious, just the details that came out, and it's like, oh my God. I love Dave Chappelle calling him Juicy Smoulier. Oh boy. But from the files of the Juicy Smoulier case and hoaxes, this lady in Northern California, Sherry Papini, she faked her own kidnapping. Let's read this tweet. Remember when California supermom, who claimed she was abducted and abused, Sherry Papini, admits she faked her own kidnapping, collected $30,000 in a Cali victim compensation. The GoFundMe raised $49,000. Reality, she was with her ex-boyfriend, faces 25 years. So, yeah, let's see this picture of her. There she is. Yeah, she was like, and again, the internet goes crazy when a pretty blonde lady gets in trouble. She faked it, and she was called out for it pretty early. But it all came down. It came out yesterday that she faked her kidnapping. It was a hoax, and also it was really hateful. She said, the details about it. She said she was kidnapped by 2 Latina women, and the way she spoke about them, it was really, really negative, just disparaging on, Latinx people, Latino people. And she's gross. Glad she's caught. Glad they figure this out. She's, this lady's trash. This lady's trash. But would be kind of cool to put her and Jussie Smollett in a reality show together, right? Like, that should be their penance. Like, they have to, like, craziest schemes or, like, America's Best Hoax with Sherry Papini and Jussie Smollett. I don't know. I think there's something there. There would be a good hate watch, a good cringe watch. They're not sending us their best made-up people. Yeah. Any more here? Do we have any more details on this story, Travis? With Sherry Papini? California supermom. She admits faking her own kidnapping and collecting $30K in victim compensation, issues groveling apology, and accepts plea deal after claiming she'd been abducted, abused, and branded during her 22-day ordeal. Sherry Papini, 39, the California supermom, accused of orchestrating her own kidnapping, has signed a plea deal admitting she made up the whole thing, facing up to 25 years if convicted of charges making false statements. She signed the agreement on Tuesday. Papini faces a maximum of 5 years behind bars on the count of making false statements and 20 years for the mail fraud charge. Deeply ashamed of myself for my behavior and so sorry for the pain I've caused. Mom of two told cops she spent 2 weeks in captivity, beaten and starved by Hispanic women in November. I mean, she should be, but she reappeared after her kidnap weeks later. Yeah, screw her. I agree with you, Matasaro. 100%. Just like, you know, you're like, with your lying, you are kicking an already at-risk, downtrodden, like, people who face backlash, especially during the time of Trump. She reappeared after her kidnap weeks later and went home to her husband. It's believed she had spent time missing, quote unquote, missing at the home of an ex-boyfriend. I've been kidnapped by Tinder. Papini maintained her story about being kidnapped when FBI investigators confronted her with evidence which detailed how the entire story was a hoax. She's currently free on $120,000 bail. Waits her first court appearance. Mount Rushmore of people that fake things. Smollett, Sherry Papini, my wife. Ah, good one, Friedman. Nicely done. Hey, Travis, are you available?
Yes.
Travis, first I wanted to point out, do you know who's in first place in our fantasy baseball league?
Who's that, I wonder?
It's you, Travis.
Oh, wait, what? For real? What happened?
Yes. Well, it's only the second, third day of the
we have days yet to go, but I may never lose again.
Yeah. Listen, maybe you'll go wire to wire.
Right.
I'm in third place currently, and Travis, what do you say? What do you say we debut that new station break and we take a moment and we'll come back with more of the Your Pal Hal show right after this. Thanks for being here. Stick around.
surely will astound you. The amazing things you see.
Oh, hello. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. Um, uh, oh, Andy Dick on the comedic Mount Rushmore. Interesting. Interesting. Did we render this on the HAL 9000? Well done, Travis. Oh, yeah. So S. Friedman was expecting the frog. He enjoys our new intermission. Simon likes this. Travis getting a lot of love for our new intermission. Very good, Travis. What's that music?
I found it on some free public domain music archive. I was like, I'm gonna have to make a track, aren't I? And then just found that somewhere. The track is called "How Can Things Be" by some user on the site called Holzina CC0.
So sick.
Yeah. First of probably many. It was shockingly easy to put together. So we'll have a cornucopia of them sooner than later.
So I'm getting a messaging through this person's name in the feed here in the Backchannel dashboard.
They know they can just message, right?
Yeah. So you can go to you can chat with us at backchannel.tv or on YouTube. But if you want to talk to your smart device, get your smart device's attention. So if your smart device rhymes with Rexa, okay, get your smart device's attention, use the magic word say, and then put in anything after that. Smart device say, "Hi, Hal," or smart device say, "I'm cold, I need a sweater," or whatever you like. All right? So I hope you can do it. It's easy. Mirror Man is doing it right now. Thank you, Mirror Man. I appreciate you. All right, let's go back. Is there anything else on these trending Oh, Rodney Dangerfield is pretty great. You know what? I think we can jump right into our Twitter deep dive.
Sounds good.
Our Twitter deep dive. Listen, we're going down under, mate. We're going down under to Outback Steakhouse, mate. No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse, the bloomin' onion. This is our Twitter deep dive. And listen, you could do a lot worse than making it an Outback. Listen, I actually enjoy Outback. I haven't been there in a minute, pandemic and everything, but I used to go there on the reg with a buddy of mine. We would always go there after, like, we would when we played fantasy baseball or fantasy football, we would say loser buys Outback. And I think, Outback, you get a halfway decent steak at a reasonable price. There you go. So let's take a look at the Twitter account belonging to Outback Steakhouse. Outback, home of juicy tender steaks, spirited drinks, and Aussie hospitality. Having been to Outback Steakhouse, I would say that Twitter bio is a lie. I didn't find their hospitality to be any different from like any other fast casual restaurant chain restaurant. Aussie hospitality? No. I put my name on the list. They gave me a buzzer, and I went and sat there twiddling my thumbs until the buzzer vibrated, and they took me to a table. So that's a lie. That's a clear lie. It's just regular hospitality. I don't know what they're talking about. All right. They have 318,000 followers. Robust. Let's check out a couple of their tweets and then get the hell out of here. I'm already fed up with their lies. Want to join a team that makes money and has fun? Make Outback Steakhouse your team and apply online today. Yeah, people don't want to work. A lot of they need some. They're hiring. No, people want jobs like this less. It's tough. I have a few friends who are involved in hiring and just talking about. And listen, you want workers to get a fair workers are taking back some of the control. Great resignation and all that. So yeah, it's so it got a trade off here. Got a trade off. You got to give a little to get a little. Let's treat those. Hey, no rules, just right. How about let's treat those workers right? There you go. Aussie hospitality means that you wait outside with a buzzer until they call you into Canberra. Did you know that? Thank you, S. Friedman. Matasaro says, Hal, if you want to spice up your date night at Outback, put the buzzer in your pants. Ow! That's a spicy date night. Love is a four-legged word. We interrupt your feed to bring you cuteness overload on National Pet Day. Okay. Outback pets. Look at these Outback pets. There's a kitty in an Outback bag. There's a beagle outside a Outback. There we go. There's a white puffy dog. All right. Keep scrolling, please. Outback. Yum. French onion soup, bloomin' fried chicken, surprisingly good. There you go. S. Friedman says it's a beagle. Beagles are the best dogs. Prove me wrong. I mean, you know what? I think that is subjective. One person's best dog. Oh, but a beagle's pretty classic. A beagle, all right. Friedman, you're right. You're right, all right? Fine. When you're right, you're right. And then I begrudgingly admit that you're right. It's hard not to stare when there's a full rack in front of you. Let's check out that full rack. Ooh, baby. Yummy, yum, yum. Matasaro says St. Bernard. I would say St. Bernard's a little too big and drooly. I would pet a St. Bernard. Don't get me wrong. I would totally pet a St. Bernard. Mirror Man says the only good beagle is Snoopy. Oh. I'm sorry, S. Friedman. Mirror Man is coming for you. He said the only good beagle is Snoopy. It's a beautiful day to enjoy big blokes with your mates. Happy National Beer Day. Matasaro says, I have Cujo trauma. Cats for me. S. Friedman says, we don't deserve dogs. Stephen King ruined dogs. Matasaro, move on. Cujo was 40 years ago. All right, let's see these beers, Travis. Ooh, I like a tall, frosty one. I'm in for a tall, frosty one at Outback. Simon says, this Twitter feed is like Morbius, lifeless, dull, and forgettable. Yeah, I'd have to agree. S. Freeman says, my 15-year-old beagle has slowed down a lot. I am concerned. I feel you. We have a 14-year-old Lhasa Apso here who has really slowed down. So I'm with you. Matasaro, trauma shivers. Don't bite. Underrated tweet. Steakhouse Mac from Outback is superior. Okay. Looking for some awesome mates? Join our family and apply online today. Yeah, it's just like constant shilling for employees. I like my beer how I like my women, tall and frosty. So I'm talking about, Rob. Immediately, yes. Pictured Toowoomba salmon available at participant. Let me take a look at this salmon. What? Oh my God, it's smothered in something. That salmon is drowning. Morbius of Twitter says Outback Steakhouse Twitter is an adrenaline-pumping adventure with heart-pounding hospitality. All right, I think we've seen enough. You know, there's a good cause there, but God bless them. Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right. Maybe they should institute some rules on their Twitter. Be a little bit more entertaining. I wish someone would tweet that picture at Gordon Ramsay. Oh, that smothered salmon? Why would you do that to salmon? Yeah, right? That salmon, it's like pig vomit. The orange sauce is like pig vomit. Howard Stern's nickname for his old station manager. Pig vomit. Travis, can we see a picture of that salmon again? Just so we can rag on it. Come for the hospitality, stay for the vomit. Oh my gosh. The ribs looked okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, what is that under there? If you told me that was steak, I would have said, okay, I could believe it. It's a little whitish, like on the edge. You see, looks like like there's an exposed part, but like, what is that mushrooms and shrimp? Or like where food looks better coming out? Oh my gosh, Outback Steakhouse, where food looks better coming out. Late to the party today, what are we talking about? Andrew McLean, we're talking about Outback Steakhouse. Look at this salmon. Look at this salmon. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to like to help with the algorithm. That picture of salmon makes me very sad. Rob Schaeffer, Renaissance man, the official attorney of the Your Pal Hal show, and an executive chef. Outback Steakhouse needs to apologize for hurting our friend Rob Schaeffer.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like mushrooms and shrimp. Rob, what would you do? What would you do? What's the better version of this?
I mean, it's a drizzled salmon. Like it looks like cheese, but it's just a rich sauce.
Greens. It's like a cream of mushroom and shrimp soup on salmon that looks overcooked.
Simon asking if there's a chance we could seek legal action against Outback. I mean, you know, people sued McDonald's for spilling the hot coffee on their lap, so. You know, totally different lawsuit, but a chain restaurant lawsuit nonetheless. I say stand up, Andy. Hal, take that picture at Gordon Ramsay, and you may get a response with your massive Twitter powers. Maybe. I can go over to Twitter and do that. So by the way, answers are rolling in for our question. What is your stand-up comedy and or comedy Mount Rushmore? Damn it, Dan. Hey, Dan Kurtz, who joins us on occasion here, says Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers is huge, and you know I know there was a dearth of female comedians. We were not really including female, and Joan Rivers, she broke a lot of ground, and in something that's definitely a boys network, an old boys club. Someone says. Carlin, Connolly, Gervais, and Hicks. Okay. George Carlin, Louis C.K., Eddie Murphy, Andy Kaufman. Carlin, Groucho Marx. Stephen Wright, John Pinette. Oh, John Pinette was funny. R.I.P. Jim Gaffigan. Someone just left it at that. The Marx Brothers, Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks, Lucille Ball. Three Stooges, Rodney Dangerfield, George Carlin, and Jim Carrey. Bruce, Carlin, Pryor, Hicks, and Hedberg. That's 5. Richard Pryor, Billy Connolly, Dave Allen, Steve Coogan. Billy Connolly, Ricky Gervais, Michael Palin, John Cleese. Earthquake times 4. Ha! This is a pretty good one. George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, Robin Williams. Carlin, Pryor, George Lopez, Bill Hicks. A lot of different answers. Interesting. Pauly Shore, Victoria Jackson, Orny Adams, Salmon from Outback Steakhouse. Nicely done, Simon. Actors, Andrew McLean has Chris Farley and Jim Carrey. Two of the greats. Rob Schaeffer chiming in on this salmon debacle. First, I wouldn't serve farm-raised salmon. To keep the spirit of the dish, I would caramelize the mushrooms and toss them in a garlic butter with the shrimp. Okay. Thank you, Rob Schaeffer. I would eat that.
I don't eat fish, and I would eat that. I was hiding behind the comment.
All right. Travis, so since you're in the spirit of opening up your palate, would you bend the knee to peanut butter?
Nope.
Peanut butter is your lord and master. Bend your knee to it.
Nope.
Travis doesn't eat fish or cheese or peanut butter. So, I mean, die. Okay. Let's move on, folks. So a lot of good answers in these Mount Rushmores of stand-up. Oh, here's a question. Yeah, he's lactose intolerant, Matasaro. So, yeah, the cheese is out the window. Okay. Got a little Ask Reddit for you. Who would be the worst James Bond? Who would be the worst possible next James Bond? All right? So tell us. I'm going to take a peek here. Mirror Man loves peanut butter. Pauly Shore would be the worst next James Bond. I love it. Rui in California, welcome. Oh, Proper Caterpillar says Will Smith. That would be the worst James Bond. I mean, listen. Maybe Will Smith is the James Bond we need and deserve. Maybe Will Smith is the next James Bond and Chris Rock is the next James Bond villain? Excusez-moi, monsieur? Perfect. Ryan Reynolds is amazing, but would be a horrible Bond. Yes. Matasaro, Stephen Urkel as Stefan Urkel. Stefan Urkel could be James Bond. Steve Urkel, not James Bond. Travis, I think Matasaro wants you to get into the cheese. Steven Seagal, yeah. Oh God.
Nope.
All right. So let's see some more of these on Ask Reddit. Worst next James Bond. Oh my gosh. Rob Schaeffer saying Emmanuel Lewis. Poor little Emmanuel Lewis. If anyone here is old enough to remember the show Webster. Travis, may I get your millennial perspective for a moment?
Yes.
Do you know who Webster is?
I knew who Webster is.
Oh, Very good.
Something that I think is maybe not unique about me, because I know people that had this as well, but again, home from school a lot as a kid, so I watched a lot of the VH1 I Love the Blank series, and therefore have
Sure.
like a pretty secondhand, sizable backlog of information about that culture.
Gotcha.
That's how I found out
Oh.
about Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh man, Paul F. Tompkins is great. Okay, continuing. Oh gosh, worst James Bond, Prince Andrew. Yikes! And then someone chimed in, him waiting to pick up the Bond girl after daycare would be a hell of a scene. Oy, oy, oy. All right. uh, uh, oh, and then if you remember, Prince Andrew refuting some of the trying to refute some of the accusations that came from the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. He said that he was incapable of sweating. All right, so just a reminder. Someone on this Prince Andrew thread here on Reddit said, "Save the world, you say, M? Don't sweat it." Wink at camera. Oh boy. All right, we got another Steven Seagal. Yeah, the Steven Seagal hate is strong. Randy Quaid. Oh gosh, Randy Quaid going off the deep end a little bit. Andrew McLean says Donald Trump. Quite frankly, many people are telling me they like their martinis shaken, not stirred. People are saying I make the best martinis ever. I don't know, but that's what people are saying. Very nice, Andrew McLean. I mean, many people are saying it. It's time we had a strong female Bond, Roseanne Barr. Thank you, Matasaro. Set it up, knock them down. Well played. A few more of these. Yeah, we got some Steven Seagal, a lot of Steven Seagal here. And Steven Seagal, someone gave him this quote. Most people don't know this, but I've been a spy for the British government and Her Majesty Queen, the Queen, for over 30 years. And he would be sitting down for the entire movie. Yeah, sitting in a chair doing martial arts. Who else? Pauly. Another Pauly Shore. Very good. Oh, they say you have to have a Brit for James Bond. James Corden. Rob Schaeffer saying before yesterday I would have said Gilbert Gottfried, and you would have been right, Rob Schaeffer. That's a good answer. Gilbert Gottfried would have owned the hell out of that. I love it. The Undertaker. Owen Wilson. Wow. You mean this pen shoots a laser out of it? Wow. Wait, this watch? This watch has a homing device on it? Wow. Wow, secret agents, wow. No, Mr. Trump. I expect you to lie. No, Mr. Trump. I expect you to lie. There you go. Scott Baio. Oh. Yikes. Steven Tyler. Can I get on a soapbox here? My friend Mirror Man from the great state of New Jersey, respect New Jersey, said Steven Tyler. Can we just talk about the song Love in an Elevator for a moment? That's just rude. Like, you're getting your sex stuff all over the elevator. And also, like, what about, and then do you pause the elevator? Or is it at night so no one has to use, because I'm coming in there after you. That elevator is going to smell like a little funky. It's just rude. Loving an elevator. Give me a break. Get a room. Loving an elevator. The whole concept, thumbs down. Ah, that's good, Madasaro, to steal a joke from Bo Burnham. The song Love in an Elevator is wrong on so many levels. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Hello, Mr. Tyler. Going down. Oh, count me out. Maybe in my younger days, but count me out now. Worst James Bond, John Travolta with Nick Cage's face. Well, I think you mean best James Bond. Gary Busey, yes. Kevin James, Bond. Kevin James Bond. Kevin James, Bond. Kevin James Bond. Blart, Paul Blart. Gilbert Gottfried. Someone said that on this Reddit 2 days ago. Let's see. Any other? I think Michael Cera. Oh yeah. Michael Cera would be a feckless Bond. And finally, Rob Schneider. That's my time. Good night, everybody. Nicely done, Simon. Madasaro saying I'd pay to see Sarah as Bond. That's my kink. So are you talking about seeing Sarah as Bond or the elevator stuff, Madasaro? Now I'm all confused. Kevin Hart as James Bond. I mean, I think we kind of saw that when he teamed up with, like, anytime he teams up, like, Kevin Hart has played an inept law enforcement guy so many times. Rob Schneider's pretty damn good, especially because Rob Schneider has turned into a real tool in his later days here. All right, so that was a little bit of Ask Reddit. Worst, best James Bond. There you go. Madasaro says, S said the elevators have cameras, and I slid the 4 second. That's my kink reply. Very nice. Madasaro, I'm with you. Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget, coming up after this, we have The Drive with Mario Smith. All right, now we've got, oh boy, folks, we've got some dumb news. Dumb news at your service. Travis, what's going on in the world of dumb news? You're right, this is 0% enriching. All right, so this guy, and this is thanks to Newser. This is thanks to the Newser website. Really want an Audi? Don't do this. Randy Cantwell, yeah, he can't, and he can't well. Randy Cantwell arrested for impersonating federal marshal trying to steal a car in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, boy. Oh, pal. You know what? This is just a bad idea. This is a dumb news and it's a dumb criminal. All right. Let's take a look at this story. Breaking on the dumb news front. A man in Oklahoma apparently had his heart set on an Audi, but his alleged scheme to acquire one didn't work out the way it was supposed to. KTUL reports that Randy Cantwell was arrested in Tulsa after police say he showed up at a car dealership in Tulsa, claimed he was a federal marshal, and tried to drive away in one of the lot's vehicles. According to Tulsa Police Department, Cantwell arrived at the dealership in the south part of the city on Monday and expressed interest in an Audi there, per employee accounts. With keys in hand, a worker reportedly took Cantwell over to see the car. Though, he explained Cantwell couldn't actually take it for a spin because the vehicle wasn't prepped to drive. Scrolling, please. That's when things took a weird turn. Cops say Cantwell told the employee the car was stolen and that he was a federal marshal and that he was leaving with the car. Quick-thinking workers say they blocked him in, however, forcing Cantwell to ditch the car and try to walk off the lot. Police arrived at the scene and they say the only ID Cantwell provided was a driver's license, meaning it didn't appear that he was a federal marshal after all. Despite him telling officers he became one after Donald Trump declared martial law while president, per Fox 23. Oh no. Cantwell was arrested for false impersonation of law enforcement. This, oh boy. Oh boy. I think Simon was equating this guy to Randy Quaid. That's Randy Quaid. You can't fool me, says Matasaro. Yes. Is this the guy who's in the chat? Biden's not my president? Maybe. Yep, things escalated quickly. Yeah, I mean, listen, an Audi is a fine driving machine, a nice car. But don't fake being a law enforcement officer to get your Audi. That's just, I mean, that's criminal. It's criminal. Now this guy is going to do the hard time. You wanted an Audi that bad? Oh. Maybe instead of, if you can't afford an Audi, just get something you can afford. Like a Dairy Queen gift card. If you can't get an Audi, maybe settle for a dipped cone. That'll put a little smile on your face. This guy, oh boy. And that, folks, was the dumb news. S. Friedman saying the amount of people that don't know the difference between marshal and martial is too high. That's true. That's true. I became an officer after Trump declared Murphy's Law. Ha ha. Good one, Simon. He was this old and stupid. I mean, there's no way he can get away with that. That's right, Mirror Man. Oh, Mike Myers would be a bad James Bond. Very nice. Shout out to Garrison Surratt. Garrison Surratt, thank you for being here. Best Carp, Secret Bat, Ready Kangaroo. We've got some no names. Always glad to have you, no names. A Girl Has No Name, Game of Thrones. Kingly Cow, Kingly Cow. Appreciate everybody being here. Oh, Mirror Man says ice cream makes everything better, folks. Ice cream make it all better. Ice cream make it all better. All right. Tom Hanks as an old James Bond for one last mission. That's great. Lifesaver, Mild Dairy Lifesavers, Murphy's Law. He became RoboCop. Alex Murphy. Alex Murphy. Simon saying Pete Davidson is 007. Yeah, that'd be great. Oh, and you know who the villain should be? Yay. The villain should be Ye. And your Bond girl would be Kim. Oh, hooray. That would be fantastic. Drop it, creep. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Alex Murphy. RoboCop. Okay. Plot twist, the villain is Kim. She is working so much harder than everyone and got tired of it. There you go, Matasaro. I like it. I like it. Okay. Let's we got a fun, this is a cool list. I will only get through a little bit of it, but we got a list here that shows us what a miracle age, what a golden age it is to be alive right now. 40 genius things in 2022. This is a little list from BuzzFeed. 40 genius things that are already living in the year of our Lord 3022. Yeah, it's like we went to the future. S. Friedman saying I have a prop for everything. I got a lot of nonsense, a lot of crap on my desk. And Matasaro, directed by Mick G. Michael Cera versus Jesse Eisenberg, leg wrestle for the right to 007. I like it. When he brought out the Bond villain, I was impressed, says Matasaro. I got a lot of random things. All right. Let's check out this list. These are things where it's like, what? Maybe we don't have those flying cars quite yet, but here's some good stuff. All right, Travis, pop it up. This McDonald's that's giving the doors in Monsters, Inc. Like, look at, it's like, there's a small counter upstairs and they use a conveyor belt. This McDonald's has the conveyor belt. How cool is that? Next level. What about this bar that has made it their priority, the utmost priority, that your drink stays cold? Look at this cold, the bar I'm sitting in has a cold metal bar to keep your drinks cold. Tight. Oh, this is huge because after so many movies, I am on my phone Googling, does this movie, enter name of movie here, does this movie have an end credit scene? This movie theater lets you know ahead of time which movies has end credit scenes. Cruella, mid-credit. Quiet Place 2, no. Conjuring, no. Spirit Untamed, no. In the Heights, yes. Peter Rabbit 2, no. By the way, that's a little hit and miss those that lineup of movies. This hotel room has its priorities straight. The phone in my hotel room has both Pizza Hut and Domino's on speed dial. Wow. You know what? If you're going to have a decent, long enough hotel stay and there's not some reasonably priced room service, you might want to go Domino's or hit the Hut. This stealthy hoodie headphone hybrid. What? My coworker's hoodie has headphones threaded through the drawstring. No way. That's kind of neat. A Bluetooth hoodie? S. Friedman says Pizza Hut is better than Domino's. I disagree, respectfully. Okay, here's the thing, S. Friedman. I haven't had Pizza Hut in a minute. But one of my wife and I, one of our go-to pizza orders is Domino's thin crust with pepperoni. And they have... They've got like a special, like a different sauce. Like they have a few sauce options. So you get like one of the different sauce options and the thin. Oh, I love that crispy thin crust. Ooh. Can you imagine after A Quiet Place, it's all quiet and you're thinking it's part of the end credits. There you go. Domino's is too salty, says S. Friedman. All right. Well, I don't think any of these are going to be good for you. But listen, I'm not going to get bent out of shape because you like Pizza Hut and I like Domino's. Simon says, I'm truly lost soul because I actually like Little Caesars. All right. I mean, weirdo. You do you. I'm sorry, that was harsh. Matasaro says, stuffed crust earned the win. It will be a century before they figure out a new pizza place to put cheese on a pizza. I respect the innovation. Andrew McLean says, fair, I can respect that. I find Pizza Hut too greasy. Bottom of the box always comes soaked. Yikes. Yeah, I've had some very greasy pizza. It's just... like, mop it up a little bit for me, It's like, what are you doing? You're doing something wrong if the pizza's way too greasy. Buy local, says Simon. All right, let's go back to this list. the mustard gun. Whoa. See that? Mustard gun. That's it. That's the tweet. Let's get a full picture of this. Sick. I want a mustard gun. I'm sorry, Simon. Like, could I commit self-harm with a mustard gun? Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, mustard. Mildly irritated. Pasta straws that put hideous little paper straws to shame. Oh, yeah, paper straws. Only if it's Dijon. Yeah, I'm a Dijon or a brown mustard guy. Definitely. That's the most American mustard dispenser ever. All right. And the pasta straws. Yeah. Oh. My... Is this better? Is this better? I guess something's happening with my... Travis, do you want to talk for a second?
Yeah, we can diagnose on there. Why not? Everybody, we're all friends here. Yeah, I think it went from normal to sort of like Zoom audio or phone call audio quality.
How's this? Is this a little better?
It's a little better, but it's still there. That speaks to probably the connection itself.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the connection then. But you're showing full bars in terms of your input, so perhaps step out. Oh, you're muted now. Oh, it is your connection. We're having a little vacillation between full green and red. Perhaps dropping out and coming back in would solve it, but also it's not. Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
Hello, hello.
There we go.
All right.
We're back.
Okay. So, Travis, how do you feel about paper straws?
I wish I liked it. They just disintegrate. It's just no matter what, they disintegrate. And it's like, well, by the time you get to the last third of whatever you're drinking, in my experience, it's like, well, this is useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, like, imagine, like, sometimes I get them for, like, a smoothie or something.
Yeah. And that's where plastic straws are, like, my last bad habit.
Well, you're a lucky man.
I mean, as a consumer.
Plastic straws are your last bad habit. You are living a charmed life, my friend. Travis doing no harm to himself or anyone. It's just plastic straws. You know what? Travis.
Yeah?
You're writing yourself a one-way ticket to heaven above.
All right, I didn't mean to make this all... I don't know about that, but hey, I won't turn that down. Won't turn that away.
Oh, my God. Matasaro says we're getting invaded because we're having communication disruption. National Peach Cobbler Day or Scrabble Day. Don't eat the wrong one. Man, how come those didn't come up in my search?
I don't know. It's hard to know. A lot of these things feel regional or made up.
Maybe Simon's making that up right now. No straws, no ice. I like the ice. I like a little bit of ice. I like a little bit of ice.
Yeah, it's kind of, not so much that you're not getting any kind of drink, but yeah, no, ice.
All right. Well, you know what, Travis?
Yes.
I'm afraid we've come to the end of another Your Pal Hal show.
Oh my goodness. Just like that. Wow.
I want to thank you for such a wonderful time. This was just, you know what? I think we had a little too much fun. And please join us again tomorrow, 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And I want to thank everybody who is here. Oh, we have one last segment. It's rejected segments. This rejected segment this is just weird. Another weird one. It's a crow, a secret. This is just weird. And this would have been like a 10-minute segment. It would have been something like, see, here's this little crow. And I would have told him a secret, like, then the crow would have flown off. Hal tells a crow a secret. That's the rejected segment of the day. And then Travis might have tried to pry to get what the secret was. And yeah, good riddance to that segment. Thank you, everybody. I had so much fun hanging out with you. Appreciate y'all being here. Big things to come tomorrow. Hope you're here. And thank you to everybody who hung out with us, who chatted with us, and participated in the show. Thanks to everybody at Backchannel. Thank you, producer Travis, and good work on that new station break image, GIF. Nicely done. I'll talk to you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Bye-bye now.